So welcome everybody to Team Training tonight. It's Tuesday the 28th of March and tonight we're going to just cover a little bit about how to find our way around our Team Belief page because I know we have a lot of new people. The growth and the momentum that this team is actually having at the moment is pretty crazy. So I thought the easiest way, instead of us having to, try and explain it through Messenger, which can sometimes get tricky, I thought it might be a good idea just to briefly go through and guide you on your way as to exactly how to search for things and what things we actually have in there, because it's pretty cool what we have in there. And I think the only way you're really going to learn, obviously we can't teach you everything all at once because it just wouldn't work. So we like to just, we like to just teach as you get to certain stages in your business, because if we're teaching you everything in the beginning, half of it's going to go in one ear and out the other because you can't relate it to anything. So if we teach you as we go, and as you get to those certain levels and that certain position in your business, like bringing on team and stuff like that, then we teach you and coach you around that. So I'll just open up our team page. Can you guys all see that? Yep.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So I don't often go on Facebook on my laptop. I'm always on my phone. But that's working, so that's good. All right, so this is our team page. Rachel, have you been added to this page yet? Sorry.
Yeah, I'm on that one.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, and I know Summer has, and the others are on there. So here is where, in the files section here, this is where you'll find all the gold. But before I go into that, this is another really handy tool here, this search window on the side. So say you wanted to, like today, Tash was asking me about how she gets information to conference tickets because she wants to come to the Gold Coast conference in June. So you can just type in here Gold Coast conference and then it'll come up straight away because we've put the links and stuff in a couple of months ago, so that will come up. So that's a really good toolbar to use, which is quick and easy, and hopefully if it doesn't come up, that obviously means that we haven't had that conversation or done any posts around that. Oh, hold on 2 seconds. I'm just going to quickly see. I think one of the, oh no, that's okay. It's just Tamil. I saw Beck's name. I thought she was trying to get on, so I wanted to make sure she's on the right link. So first of all, I'm just going to go, so this is the files tab, so it's pretty easy. You just click on that and then all this information is going to come up. So this is really, we've made it simple for you. When Kylie and I first started in this business, we didn't have anything like this. So I think that as time goes on and we're learning, we're really wanting to make this business easy for new people when they come on, and easy for them to find information. So they're not having to reach out to us all the time. So this is one of the documents that I've just done this week, or last week I think it was, and this is awesome for people to print out for your new customers. So when you're first getting started, obviously one of your first goals is to try and get your first couple of customers so you can get your first $100 bonus. So I really recommend if you print out this document and or print it out, but you can also email it to your new customers. So hopefully it's going to work. Oh. Hold on 2 seconds. It basically just goes through what kind of questions you want to ask your customers. So you want to ask them questions about their health, right? Because you want them to really stop and think about how they're feeling. Like, how many hours are you sleeping at night? What's the quality of your sleep? How are you feeling when you wake up in the morning? What time are you going to bed? What kind of foods are you craving? How are you feeling at 2 or 3 in the afternoon? How many coffees are you having? It's basically putting those questions in black and white to make them think about those questions, because sometimes, you know, people might be on the product for a couple of months and they'll go, oh, I'm not really noticing any differences, you know. And then you start asking them those questions, and they're like, actually, now that you mention that, yeah, I'm not having 4 coffees a day, I'm only having 2 or something like that. So I think if it's really important that we make them think about these questions, and then we can go back, like in a month's time when we're doing a phone call with them, and in this document, which unfortunately, I don't know why it's opening, but you should be able to open that anyway. It's telling me to save it instead of open it. You'll be able to go back. So in a month's time, when you're doing that phone call, just touching base and seeing how they're going with everything, you can ask some of those questions as well. So I think that's a really good tool to have. And also in the files section, another really good document to have a look at when you're getting started is this Team Believe Starter Guide. I'm not sure if you guys were on training last night with Kira and Adam. They also have a starter guide, which is very similar to ours. And wait 2 seconds, I just got to move this down. No, it's not good enough. Here we go. Just a little bit slow. But this is basically mapping everything out for you step by step on what you need to do to get your business up and running, which is awesome. You can just have a flick through, you can print it out, or even your upline, the person who introduced you to the business, might have some hard copies that they send you in a little welcome pack. And this is basically your Bible. This is what you want to really be going back to on a daily basis, just to read through it, but to also just go back, and it's going to tell you things like how to have conversations with people, how you can respond to people, what certain questions they might have, and how you can respond to that. But it's also helping you to keep track of everything with your start date, when you put your order through, when you did the 3-way call with your upline, which is really, really important. And we really, really, you know, can't stress enough the importance of 3-way calls. Adam is a true believer in these, and he said as soon as he started doing these religiously, even if he knew, you know, he'd been in the business for so long and he knew all those questions, and he was comfortable talking to his new teamie about it, but to have that third person come in on that conversation is so powerful, because when you've got somebody looking at the business, if you're just doing that call with them, they might be thinking in the back of their head, you know, I probably can't do this. Like, how does she, I'm never going to be like her. How can she knows so much, kind of thing. Whereas if you're having that extra person jump on the Zoom to do that 3-way, they're going to be thinking, you know, they're going to be sitting back going, wow, this is awesome. Like, they've got so much support. Tanika's just sitting here not really saying anything, because Kylie, who introduced her to the business, is taking this whole call. So straight away, they're going to know that the support that they've got for everyone, you know, is pretty awesome. So it's not so much the point of, no, I feel comfortable doing it myself. It's more just following the system to show your new person how we run our business. So that just helps you a little bit about the 3-way calls, and what kind of questions we ask, and just little things like that. The 3 elements to success, which we always you know, go on about, and you're gonna hear it so many times, but it's to have the desire, to be willing to learn, and to be teachable, to follow the system, not recreate the wheel. We've got an amazing system. So many successful people have gone before us. So I kind of figure that I'm not, you know, making up my own system. I'm definitely going to follow what they're doing, because they've had the success that I hope to get as well. These are just a few links that we have. Obviously, there's so many links out there, but this is just giving you a bit more direction and a bit more specific focus on what you can watch in your first couple of weeks. That's really going to help you get off to a strong start, but also just to learn a little bit more about our company and to build your belief in the industry. The game plan chat, which is number 1, should definitely be watched like within the first couple of days of starting. Adam does that call, and he just basically asks those questions and maps out what is possible for you to pick up. in your first couple of months in the business. Obviously, you know, everyone, like I said on the Zoom before, everyone comes into this business. There's no pressure. The only person that puts pressure on you is yourself. We love you for a little or a lot of what you do in our business, and it's totally up to you. You're your own franchise. We're not here to tell you what to do. Nobody likes being bossed around, and that's probably why we got into this business, because we don't want a boss. We don't want people telling us what to do. We really just like to have fun in our team. It's not, you know, if it's not fun, then you probably want to put stuff off and you don't want to do it. Of course, we need to get out of our comfort zone, and some things might not be fun, as we call it, and we don't want to do it. But I don't know if anyone's read the book Eat That Frog. It's pretty awesome. It's about doing that thing that you are dreading first, or that you're most scared about doing, like reaching out to a certain person who you think would be amazing in this business, or you really think the product could help with them, but you're scared. So if you do that thing first in the morning when you've got your list of things that you're going to do for the day, by doing that first, then you can move on to your other things that you've got to do, rather than put it off and leave it and I'll do it tonight, you know, and then I didn't get around to doing it, I'll do it tomorrow. So then it's just a little bit about how we go about sharing on Facebook. To be honest, that's exactly, I've basically built my business on Facebook. Especially in the beginning, I did not feel comfortable having conversations with people about it, because I didn't know enough. And what I've learnt now, though, is just be honest and open with people. If you don't know what they're asking you, just be honest. Say, you know what, I actually don't know the answer to that, but I'm going to find out and I'll let you know. So this is basically just saying, do not promote our product or the product name on Facebook. We want to create that curiosity, and people, if you did a post like this and people saw that it was Juice Plus, they might do their own research and you'll never know if they were interested or not. Whereas if we're doing something like this, that's very authentic and genuine, and you're putting your own touch to it, because you want to make it personal, and then people are going to reach out to you and ask you what it's all about, and then you'll be able to share a little bit more with them. And then these are just our weekly Zooms that we have on. There's quite a few, and obviously, you know, we don't expect you to get on to all of them, but definitely the Monday 7 o'clock one is like the non-negotiable that you should really try and plug into every week, because it's especially based and aimed at new people starting. There's somebody different that shares every week, and they share some really good tips on how to start your business. And then obviously we have our Tuesday night one, which is awesome for you to launch on, like Tash did tonight. And that's the one that you want to invite people to come and check out what you're up to. This is just a little table that we've done up with, you know, the PVC, which is obviously when you're first starting out, our product is based on points if you want to reach promotion. So for our first promotion of DVF, you need to get 1,000 points. So this is just helping you as a bit of a guide as to what product is worth what amount of points. There it is again, be willing, be teachable, have desire. So then this just goes through like the fast track sheet, which is if you want to reach those promotions to pick up those bonuses, they're the days that you have to reach those. That's SDVF, which is one of the first ones you want to get to. Anyway, so it just goes on. Really, really amazing tool to have. I definitely recommend printing it out, just so, you know, it's much easier to access when you've got a hard copy. Oops, now I've lost Facebook. So I would really love you guys just to really have a flick through this and know what's in here. Print some stuff out if you, you know, if it appeals to you and if you think that you'd use it and you would rather have a hard copy than going back to here all the time. There's so much gold in here, so much value. So, I mean, it's going to take you a little while to get through it. But at least if you know where it is, and then you might come up to, you know, doing a customer call and you're like, oh, I remember seeing something in the files tab about a customer call. I might click on that and see what that's about. So this hopefully will make you or help you get started in your business and make things a little bit clearer. I know it definitely has for a few of my teenies that I've sent the starter guide out to especially. You know, they can refer back to it when somebody's messaged them and asking them a certain question, or they've got issues around not being able to afford it. We've got verbiage in there as to how you can respond to that and help them with that. So I think, and just one other thing that I wanted to touch on, I'm not sure if Tennille was going to mention that when she shares in a second, but Tennille has actually spent quite a while this week, which we're so grateful for, and she's created some albums for all of us, but especially for the new people, and she's kind of put them into albums so they're more specific for and easier for you to find. So we've got the price list. There's about 7 different price lists there, because we have you know, different countries that we can ship to as well. There's little packages and stuff that Tennille's hubby has made up the images and put them all together for us to make it easier. There's a thank you album, because, you know, it's all about creating curiosity amongst people on Facebook. So to put a thank you post up and to tag that new customer in that thank you post is going to get that out there to their friends as well. So you're just getting a bit more exposure, I suppose. And then there's just some other things, business cards, if you want to get those done up. There's the Easter guide images that we have going at the moment, which is amazing to you know, do a post every now and again on an Easter recipe, or to say, you know, promote that and say that we have an amazing new Easter guide. And yeah, if anyone's keen to jump on, you know, let me know and I can give you some more information. Then there's all of our shake photos and things like that. So I'm just going to get to Neil now. I'll stop sharing this because I think that basically covers what I wanted to cover on the Team Believe page and the files tab. I just got to try and figure out how I stop sharing my screen now. Stop share, there we go. Okay, T, so if you want to just maybe share a little bit about what you're, you know, what you're finding has helped you to get started. You've been in the business for, is it 5 months now?
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, just share some little tips. And then I'd really love this to be an interactive part. So if anyone else that's been in the business for a little while, you know, wants to add something, that would be amazing. Or if any of you new girls have any questions, I'd really love to help you get those answered as well, because this is just all about our little team and being open and comfortable to share and talk about stuff. So thanks, T.
Hi, everyone. So I guess what I might do is just talk a little bit about starting as a newbie in the business, and then maybe talk a little bit about as when you start attracting your own team. For me, when I came into the business as a newbie, Tanika was my uplink. And I really went to her quite a lot with different questions and things in the beginning. And I know sometimes we feel like, oh, I don't want to ask too many questions, but this is a teaching business and we don't really give you a great big manual that you need to sit and read for hours on end. We really just teach you what you need to know step by step so that you will remember it, and you're also building that great relationship with your uplink or the other sort of people that are around you as well. I think the messenger chats are so helpful for everybody because you have maybe 2 or 3 or 4 people in that messenger chat, and whoever's available can kind of answer the questions. You know, a lot of us are working or are mums or do have other things going on, and maybe we can't check the messages for sort of 8 or 10 hours or something, and that person is sitting there just basically waiting for an answer. So really get comfortable using the messenger chats. Don't really worry about everybody reading what you're writing. We're all here to help you to get started. And to really use the manual that Tanika just went through, like the Team Believe one, this really has everything that you need to get started. And like Kylie said last week, this is not to get you to QNMD or NMD or anything like that. It's literally to get you started, to have those conversations with people, to feel comfortable about what we're doing. You've also got the transcripts. So your uplink will help you with those first few conversations. But this one in here, it really goes through how to have different conversations, or depending what customers are, potential customers are coming back with, what you could sort of say and how you can put it out there. So really get comfortable reading through and seeing the verbiage that's used in there. I would say have your 30 grid ready to go from day one. And if you haven't been through the 30 grid before, basically every person that you're having a conversation with, that might be a potential customer or a potential team member, you just write their name in the square. And then I sort of write underneath it was a product person or it's a business person. And then if they sort of definitely come back and say, not for me, I cross them off. All of these ones are kind of, they're still conversations. They've been ongoing since October. I might touch base with them once a month. They might touch base with me. So it's just building a relationship. It's not just about making a definite yes or a definite no. And then I highlight the people that become customers and the people that become team members. So I think if you start using this from the beginning, it does help you, because once you come into the business after a few months, you might have like 50, 60, 100 message chats in Facebook. And it's so easy to get lost and remember who are you up to and who have you followed up with. The other thing I would say as a newbie coming into the business, learn the Freedom Fast Track inside out, know it inside out. If you're not comfortable or you're not sure, talk to your uplink about them, get them to help you understand it. Not everybody wants to fast track, and that's totally okay. But if you want to fast track, you need to know what's on the table. You need to know, what do I need to do? How many customer sales do I need to have? Or how many points do I need to have? And what's the time frame? Is it 10 days, 30 days, 40 days? You want to know what that you're needing, what you're sort of working towards. I came into the business 5 months ago. I definitely didn't do this in stolen moments. I really went to work. I've achieved every bonus so far. I haven't missed out on any of the bonuses, and those bonuses make a really big difference to my end of month income that I'm making from Juice Plus. So without the bonuses, I probably would have made half the sort of money that I've made in that time. And look, we all come into this business for different reasons. Some of us, it really is to help other people, or maybe it's our own personal journey. Maybe it's just to get healthy ourselves. Maybe it's to get fit, to feel good. Maybe it's to have 1 or 2 customers. It might be for the team environment, having that nice family, having people that are cheering you on and inspiring you. It might be personal development. And for a lot of people, it is to become an income. It is so that they can stay at home, or that they don't need to go to work, or maybe they don't have any work at the moment and this is going to become their job. So I think it's really important to think about your why. Why are you doing the business? And when you're attracting team, to really know why your team are doing the business as well. I attracted team really early on, and I lost some team really early on too. Probably because I was way more excited about it for them than they were, and I kind of tried to drag them with me. I wanted them to have the same success that I was having, and they just couldn't keep up, and they ended up kind of pulling out. And that's a real shame, because if I had gone at the pace they wanted to go at, and accept that wherever they're at, they're happy, and that it doesn't have to be at the pace I'm going at, I'm pretty sure they would still be in the business with me. So that's things that we learn along the way. We do come into this business, and it is a very different business to what we've probably done before. So we learn, we make mistakes, we pick ourselves up, we have an amazing support team around us that are sort of cheering us on along the way. And yeah, I think for me, it's just been such a positive influence in my life in so many different ways. Helping customers, and I'm kind of growing customers all around the world at the moment. This week I've done shipments to Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, China. I have friends in the Maldives wanting to get a hold of stock. I have friends in South Africa. So the potential really is there. I think it's just, how much do you really want it? What do you really want it to be? Do you just want it to be something that you just do in stolen moments, and you have maybe 2 or 3 customers a month and you're happy? Or do you really want to make it a business? Do you want 10 customers a month? Do you want 20 customers a month? I think if you're really clear on what it is you're wanting, then you'll actually enjoy the business a lot more. So does anyone sort of have any questions, I guess, on starting out, like new team, before I sort of talk about once you start attracting team? Is there any questions there?
You can take yourself off mute if you like, if you have a question.
I've got a question. I haven't seen that script book yet. You showed a script folder.
This one. Okay, so if you go into, we actually normally our uplinks will send that to us with the Team Believe one, but that's okay. You can go into the Facebook page that Tanika just showed you on Team Believe and go into the Files tab, and you'll see it there under Scripts.
Good.
And then just print it out.
Beautiful. Thank you.
That's okay. You're welcome. Does anyone else have any questions? No? All right. So once you start attracting team, I think for the first 1 or 2 team members, it's, you know, you're kind of finding your way and you're getting things together. By your 2nd or 3rd team member, I would say you need to be really organised and find what system works for you. And we all have different systems. But if you don't find a system and start sort of filing everything and keeping track of everything that's going on, before I knew it, I had 5 team members, I had 6 team members, they had team members, and I've got like 12 or 15 people in the team right now. And it's really easy to get lost. Where is everybody at? What is their why? Why are they here? What do they want to achieve? Who can I help? Have I had a 3-way call with them? Do I know who's actually in my team? So I think when you start attracting those team members, your uplink will help you, and that's what we're here to do. But you also really want to start to take a range of it yourself as well. When you're attracting teams, something that Tony brought up the other day is that she's doing Zooms with her team twice a week. I haven't been doing that with my team. I've more been doing a lot of things on Messenger, and I actually really feel the value to jump on Zoom with my own team. And, you know, even if they can't all get on, but if some can get on and then we can kind of answer questions, I think that it really helps new people out in the beginning. I love the Zooms because it's face-to-face. It's a lot more personal than just being on the telephone. So even though your uplink's going to be there to help you and to hold your hand, and, you know, you might feel confident after 2 weeks, it might be 6 months, it might be 8 months, but I think at a certain point start to feel like, you know what, I'm going to do this now. I'm going to have Zooms with my team, and I might not have all the answers. And, you know, I did a Zoom the other day with Marie and Amanda and Beck, a couple of my people that are down in the team from me, and I wasn't really sure, am I ready to do this call or not? So I asked Tanika, can you just jump on and be there for me? At least if I get stuck or they ask a question and I'm not sure, Tanika can back me up. And there was only a couple of things that I couldn't answer, but if anything, it probably gave me the confidence to think, okay, I can do this. I actually don't need to ask Tanika to come on to every phone call with me all the time anymore. And that it's okay to go back and say to them, hey guys, I'm going to have to find out for you. I'm not really sure. So I think, you know, starting strong for me has been a really positive thing. I really love the business side of things. I love the numbers. I love the fast tracks. I love seeing everyone getting bonuses. I love the whole social media side of things and how we really promote the business. I certainly haven't done a great job at going out and talking to people in person. Most of mine has still been via Messenger. A little bit of that is to do with I've been traveling around Australia, so we're setting up and moving places all of the time. And now I've just moved into a new community, and I probably need to get over my nerves of I don't want to be that crazy Juice Plus lady. But the thing is that we're really not. It is a sharing business. It's just giving people information. If they're interested, we help them. And if they're not, that's okay. We find a friend out of it. We find a relationship out of it. It doesn't have to all be about the product and all about the business, and you certainly don't want to scare everybody away. And I found over time, like things like launching your business, it's so beneficial not only in launching your business, but you're sending invitations out to people, out to your friends, family, what have you. They maybe jump online, maybe they don't get time to jump online, and you send them a link afterwards. But it's that they know what you're up to. And I've found that my friends have really supported me as a result of that. Instead of sitting back wondering, what is Tennille doing? There's all these posts coming through her news feed. Because I've launched my business, they're kind of a little bit like, yeah, I want to support Tennille, right? I maybe don't want the products myself, but I want to support her. I want to see her do well in her business. So I think don't be afraid to kind of tell your family and friends, what are you up to? And it's not just to get them to purchase from you or to become a customer or anything. It's that this is not an easy, it's not a job like you've ever had before. Not that it's really a job, but we're all out of our comfort zones when we first start. So, and I think we get a little bit afraid. How much do we talk, or how much do we say? And just be honest, just be real, just be who you are. And, you know, the people are really going to be there to support you and to help you and to pick you up. And, you know, it's not all fun and games, and there is tears, and you do find out a lot about yourself the more you plug into all these sort of personal development opportunities that are there for us. And the more we listen to Monday night training and training tonight, it's, you know, we start to realize, are we actually really doing everything that we can be doing? Yeah. So does anyone sort of have any questions, I guess, in you know, have you attracted team, or are you stuck with sort of what to do with your team, or are you finding your teams teachable? Has anyone sort of got any questions around team?
I'll take everyone off mute and then we can just have a chat. There we go. So I know Carly does a Gypsy Queens training. Carly, is that weekly, or, oh, is she still on? Oh no, I think she's gone now.
I know Tony's doing Zooms with her team. She mentioned that last week.
Oh, there's
Tony. So it actually is the Gypsy Queens one, which Leah hosts, and we sort of interact together. Yeah. We were doing it once a fortnight, but now we were doing it once a week, but now we've gone to once a fortnight. And it's just really for a lot of the new people will not talk on Zooms, on these Zooms, we were finding. And so that is certainly listening. Yeah, so we did doing triply the work, and sometimes the questions that are being answered, all the new people want to hear the same thing. Yeah, and they feel comfortable with each other. That's what we found. Yeah.
You're on mute, Tanika.
I always do that. I mute myself and unmute everyone else. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. I think in the beginning too, we're all getting out of our comfort zones, and we're all a bit shy and a bit quiet. And what I find as time goes on, I don't know, you just go, you know what, I'm going to do it. It's scary, but I'm going to grow. And once you launch your business, or once you share for the first time, whether it's a product story or a business story, or you might share part of, you know, the numbers or something like I did tonight. Once you actually do that, you feel so proud about yourself afterwards to go, yeah, this is going to scare the shit out of me, but I'm going to say yes anyway, and I'll figure it out and I'll do it. And once you finish doing that, it's like, wow, I feel so good. And you can't grow, right, unless you get out of that comfort zone. Like they say, if we're not growing, we're dying. So you're either going forward in your business and within yourself and your personal development and your confidence and stuff, or you're going backwards. And I think that's definitely one of the things that I've got out of this business that I didn't even realise was possible, was that the self-development and the self-growth that we all get from this business is pretty awesome.
Yeah. I think the other thing too, like I know Tanika, I don't know if everybody's in that chat group of Tanika's, but each week she's kind of asking like, can people do a business story or can you do a product story? And I don't know, for a lot of us, I'm sure our first instinct is like, no, I can't. But I think what I would say is just jump in and do it as soon as you can, because everyone's around to support you. You really can't say the wrong thing. You know, it's your own personal story. It's not like you're having to do a sales pitch. So it's exactly what you've been either feeling with the product, or if you're taking the product for prevention or for cures or whatever it might be, and your business story, how you got into the business. And I know for me, like I kind of jumped in early because I do a lot of training in the company that I worked with, but now sort of when Tanika messages, it's not now sort of when to jump on and do a training session or a talk, but at the same time, if Tanika doesn't ask me, I probably also won't put my hand up and say, oh, Tanika, I'm training tonight, let me talk about this. So I think we kind of, if we can help our newbies when they're coming into the business to sort of start talking a little bit earlier and feeling a little bit more comfortable with Zoom, I think it's a great thing for them too. And, you know, Monday nights with Adam and Kira are awesome. We learn so much and we take so much away, but there's like 300 people online on those ones. We're never going to get a chance to sort of talk and ask questions or practice what it is like to talk on Zoom. So I think if we really make the most of these Tuesday nights to kind of, to give us more confidence and to also share with everybody what we're doing and what's working for us or what hasn't been working for us, I think it really helps each other out.
Yeah. Can I say something at Summer here? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, honestly, I received my scripts this week, just a couple of days ago, and I'm going through them right now as we're going through the Zoom. And for me tonight, one of my starting things is, you know, what sort of health benefits, that's what you've asked me this week, is to think about what sort of health benefits and post something. And having been only on the Juice Plus for a couple of days now, I've really had to think about, well, what's been happening to me, what's been affecting me. And with the kids, I'm thinking I'm sharper at night, and you know, all of those things. It's getting me started, and you know, giving me a bit more confidence to really think about where was I a week ago and where am I now, and how is the product actually affecting me, so that I can share my story with others.
Yeah. And I think too, when you do those posts where you're sharing your personal stories, I must admit I'm not great at that. I'm still very much a copy and paste from everybody else's. I love all the posts everyone's doing, but I do see those that are doing personal things, what they're feeling or experiencing or what they've been noticing. You get a lot more interaction, whether it's from friends or family or whether it's other people in the team kind of asking questions. Those personal posts are definitely the ones that stand out the most in your news feed. And I think that's the journey that people watch and sort of see of you. Like I've watched Tanika for the last year, and you know, the posts that have stood out for me is when she's doing berry masks with her kids and talking about how great her skin feels, or when she's cooking JBT recipes with the family and that they're really, you know, kid friendly. They're the posts that I still remember now, and they're probably like 1 year old. So I think that, you know, the sooner you can make them more personal, I think that your friends will still want to be interested in actually seeing what you're doing. And yeah, I'm definitely, after 5 months, I still suck at that part, I must say.
Summer, you've mentioned a couple of times that you want to be real about everything. Like that's what you got into this business. You're genuinely interested in helping people and you want to share your real results, which I think, like Tanil mentioned, it's so relatable to so many people when you do that instead of just copying and pasting and listing some benefits, which is totally fine. It's better than nothing. And sometimes if we're pressed for time and we want to just put a quick post up, there's definitely nothing wrong with that. But if we can even just do a copy and paste, but then add a little bit that makes it personal.
That make it genuine.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think more than anything is just getting comfortable with the system, whether it's a personal post or whether you're copying from somebody else or something. It's just getting really comfortable with posting like every day or every second day, or kind of posting about the business or the products or your personal life, or that's a big thing for a lot of people when we first come into the business, that if we're not used to really posting on Facebook, we feel like we're flooding everybody too much. But, you know, I think our friends only see something like 20% of what we post. And if we help each other out, you know, if you see your team is posting something, even just a like or a love or a little comment, that lets their post go back through the news feed again, so that more of their friends are going to have the opportunity to see the post. So I think in the beginning, don't worry so much about the outcome and do you get customer sales from it, or do you have conversations with people, but just more so getting comfortable with the process and not sort of taking it too personally if there's no likes or no comments or anything like that.
Yeah.
So while I've got you girls on here, it'll save me a bit of time in Messenger, but Marie and Summer and Rachel, now that you guys have jumped onto our Zoom tonight, do you feel comfortable and ready to launch your businesses next Tuesday night?
What have we got to do? Have we got to invite our friends to listen in on the Zoom?
Yeah, so we have a little message that we can just flick to you, and it basically just says, you know, hey, how you going, blah, blah, blah. You can add a little bit to make it personal. Then it just says, I'm not sure if you know, but I've actually started this little online business. I'm super excited about it, and I'm having a launch on Tuesday night. I'd really love your support, you know, something like that. And it's just, and then we have a little instruction thing as to how many people to try and invite. And then basically that's all you do, and then you follow up with them the day before. So we usually send out the invitations on the Sunday night, and then on the Monday you'll follow up with them and send them the link, and that kind of just reminds them. And we kind of have a general rule: if you invite about 20, you might get 2 to 5 kind of jump on, because some will reply to you, some won't reply to you, some will say they're going to jump on but they don't. So that's why we always record, because for those who said they were going to jump on but they actually didn't, you can reach out to them the next day, and we've got a script about that as well that just says, hey, I noticed you couldn't jump on, you know, that's totally fine. I understand life gets busy. Would you be interested in watching the recording if I send it to you? And it's basically just a really good way to start your business in a way that you're touching base with your friends and family on a more personal kind of level, and letting them know what you're excited about.
Great. Okay.
Yeah. So it's easy, and you saw what Tash did tonight. You don't have to, you know, you don't have to have an amazing story or anything. You can just share what you're excited about. You know, and just be real and be honest, and say that you haven't been on the products for long, but you're already starting to get that brain fogginess kind of lift and things like that. And in another week, you might also have some results. And that's all you know, it honestly has to be 1 to 2 minute share. That is it. But it's the
with three boys, though, I won't have any hair plaiting to demonstrate.
No, that's true. Yeah, it's so typical. Like, they always want our attention when we're on the phone or on Zoom or something. But, you know, that's a good thing about this. We can do it around the kids, because most of us are mamas, so, you know, we totally get it.
Yeah, look.
Oh, he's crashed out. That's so cute. I wish my kids were that little still. Sometimes. And Marie, how do you feel with launching next Sunday? You good for that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a bit nervous, but I think I should give it a go.
Yeah, you'll be fine. Look, that's totally normal. Everyone's nervous in the beginning. I know I was. And we didn't have our own Zoom event back then when I started, so I actually launched on Adam's Sunday night event, which at that stage he probably had around 100 people jump on. So that was super scary for me, because I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to share in front of like 100 people. But you feel good afterwards. It's like, you know what, even if it doesn't come out right, it's fine. It's like, yes, I did it.
And I also think the sooner you do it, the better too, because I have team members now that have been in the business like 2 or 3 months and they haven't launched. And I think they've just gotten so overwhelmed and so anxious about it. I actually don't think they'll ever end up launching. And as I say to them, it's not so much about the actual launch and what you're saying on Zoom. It's the reaching out to your friends and letting them know what you're up to and kind of giving them an idea. And, you know, a lot of your friends and family, they just won't jump on. They don't get it. They don't understand it. And that's totally okay. You get to go back to them and say, hey, I noticed you weren't online last night when I launched. I've got a recording of my launch. If you'd like, I can send it to you and you can have a look. And most of your friends will say, sure, send it to me, have a look. So it's all just really part of the process, honestly.
I'll book you in. And I think Rachel said she can't launch until over Easter, so after Easter. So that's okay. All right, ladies, we might let you go now, because I know it's getting late, especially for you guys in New South Wales. Thank you so much, Keith, for sharing. And if anyone else who's been in the business for a while would love to share, I would love for you guys to share what's working for you guys. So thank you so much, everyone, and have a great week and end to the month. And we'll chat to you soon.
Bye. Bye.